Yeah, we are live.
Yep. Welcome, folks, to the demo day, kind of a finale for the Insurjo sessions. You all have had amazing time attending multiple sessions for Insurjo across all the speakers that we've had. This is the final demo day where top five people who submitted the best decks on the Descope onboarding hackathon are going to present. So, pretty excited for it. With me, I have Shamita from the Product Folks team, and we also have Abhishek, who is Director of Marketing and Growth from Descope. I'll quickly roll out the rough agenda for the session. We will be having top five teams who submitted the best decks as a part of the hackathon assignment. They all will be coming one by one. They will be presenting their decks. You can learn from each of those decks in terms of why these teams were among the top five teams that got selected and what did they do differently. After that, we'll also have a Q&A with each team where Abhishek will be asking the questions to them. And then towards the end, we'll be having the winner announcements and prize distributions also. Shamita, I think over to you in case I missed anything.
Yeah, so just another reminder to all the participants, we'll be having 5 plus 2 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I'll be giving a warning. I'll be giving a verbal warning because you will be on your presentation screen. So you need to speed up then because you'll have last 2 minutes left. And after 2 minutes, we'll stop the timer. And if Abhishek wants you to extend, we'll give that, but we'll stop you from presenting after 5 plus 2. So make sure you divide your presentation accordingly. And we will be doing a spin the wheel, so it'll be a random selection of who will go first. But Hardik has requested he'll go last because he has a meeting. So except Hardik, all the four teams will be put on the wheel, and whoever comes up, you have to come on the stage. Make sure you keep your videos on. And yeah, I think that's it. If all the participants are ready, we can start with the wheel. Can I get good to go from the participants in the chat?
Yeah, if you're part of the team, you can just say, we are here or we are live. Yeah,
Abhinav, once you come on the stage, you'll be able to turn the video and audio on.
correct.
Yeah, we'll be recording the session. It'll be live. Don't worry. Okay, I think I'll share my screen for the wheel. So let's go. Let's see which team goes first. Okay, Krish, are you here? You're the first participant.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
think
raise
I
your
saw.
hand?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it.
Hi, Krish.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible right now?
Yeah, you need to turn your video on. Your video
Yeah,
is not.
just give me a second. I'll just on my camera. Just give me.
Sure.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, just turned on my camera. Visible right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. So should I just please share my screen now?
Krish, you can give us a brief intro and then once you start sharing your screen, we'll start the timer. So you can take your time, give an intro, and then we'll start once you start the presentation.
Right, right. So hi, I'm Chris Rajpal. I'm currently a student at IIT Guwahati, and currently I'm in the fourth year. I'm pursuing mechanical engineering in IIT Guwahati. But if you were to ask me if I know about mechanical at all, I'll just give you a blatant answer. I don't even know the M of mechanical, to be honest. So that's a very, I mean, that's a very long journey, to be honest. I mean, we have gone from a lot of different domains. I've been in web development, I've been in management consulting, and I've explored data analytics. I've explored quantitative finance, and I've explored a wide array of product range domains. But eventually, what I realized was that I felt the need to build a product from scratch. I felt that I had the desire to build products. How you can actually build products, or maybe even improve products from just to level it up, from the user perspective, how you can actually level it up in such a fashion that the user experience is enhanced. So actually, by going through multiple domains, I came up with this kind of, my interest. I developed that kind of interest. Right? And a brief background about me. I hail from Gurgaon, and so yeah, well, that's about it. I've done my schooling all throughout my years. I've been in Delhi and Gurgaon, particularly in that region. And yeah, and just professionally, I've just interned at PwC. And right now, I've been placed at Sprinkler, and I'll be joining soon as the product manager there. As not exactly the product manager, but as an analyst, perhaps I would say. And yeah, well, that's about me. Uh,
Yeah, you can start your presentation, Krish.
sure, I'll go ahead with that. Just give me a second. I just need to, have it's working or not. Right. Yeah. Is it visible right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it visible right now? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you can go ahead. It's visible.
Cool. So if you can just give me, a start, perhaps something of that sort, so that I know, I can just start off with the presentation, a timer check kind of thing, just for the
Yeah,
start part.
once you start your presentation, I'll start the timer. So you can go ahead.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. So yeah, given the paucity of time, I'll just start off with the presentation right off the bat. Uh, so what exactly is Trend Treasure? So Trend Treasure is a one-stop shop for discovering and purchasing the most captivating novelty items from passionate individual sellers and small businesses. And when I talk about Trend Treasure hunters, which are essentially the primary stakeholders in our venture, I would say these include shoppers, store owners, and logistic partners. Shoppers obviously buy items, store owners obviously sell items, and logistic partners facilitate the delivery of items between the customers and the store owners. And by analyzing the user onboarding's impact on the app success, I streamlined and curated a user-centric and a passwordless onboarding process, particularly, to have an optimal experience wherein we can actually minimize the friction for the user and enhance the first-hand impression for the user. Cool. Now I'll delve a little deeper into the user personas and try to analyze what are the different goals and the needs for the different stakeholders that we have. Starting off, we have the shopper. For shopper, we have Sarah, who's a fashion-forward shopper who seeks trendy items and trendy finds, a personalized and obviously personalized items as well. And obviously, she wants secure purchases as well. And the key needs that emerges from her goals includes an easy sign-up process, intuitive browsing, and personalized recommendation, and which essentially highlights the need for user profiling while simultaneously ensuring a smoother onboarding process as well. Followed by John, who's a creative entrepreneur and is a handcraft artist. And he aims to launch his business online, and he focuses on showcasing products, managing inventory, connecting with the customers, and accessing marketing resources. These are the goals that he wants to achieve through this app. And so based on these goals, what I've identified is that his key needs include simple store setup, easy product management, product listing tool, particularly access to marketing tools, and obviously a reliable customer support system so that he can redress the queries of his customers. And next, we have the logistics partner, Maya, who is from Acma Logistics, who aims to partner with Trend Treasure, particularly for the delivery services. And obviously, she wants to integrate this system into her logistics system easily. And her needs include efficient sign-up process, clear and well-documented API documentation process, dedicated technical support, and a transparent communication tool for partnership management, particularly. Right. Yeah, just before I move with the authentication part, I'll just give you the overall three, which is progressive profiling. How I've aligned with the stakeholder needs and I've opted for progressive profiling, which essentially gathers information initially, the key information initially, and allows the users to expedite the onboarding process, while enabling users to fill up their profiles later and gradually. So this approach enhances the user experience as well as boosting the engagement, and obviously data privacy and security is a byproduct for that matter. Right. So I'll just come on to the authentication part, just to understand how different users can enter or essentially onboard in this process. For that, we have the shoppers. For shoppers, the shoppers can choose to sign up with their existing social media account. And it's a very simple process for them. And or they can actually create a new account using their existing email IDs and password. And password is coupled up with the OTP verification process. I mean, just to aligning with the theme of passwordless. So consequently, the positive impact that we're able to nurture from that is the streamlined sign-up process. Reduces the barriers and increases the motivation for the users, which counteracts, the 60% users abandoning the process because of the complexity, followed by the 87%, and obviously 87% of the users are using a social media login live, which basically highlights how important it is for the users. And how we can actually integrate Descope. For Descope, we can use continuous guest method and the phone verification. That is where the integration using Descope can also come into the picture. So this is how the wireframes and onboarding flow would essentially look like. We have, the sign up page for that for the user. We have a main sign up page wherein we have for all the three stakeholders. Once we move on from that, we can actually move on specifically to each sign up page individually. This is for the shoppers, the sign up screen using social media, or the sign up screen using the email process. And once we have done the sign up, we can actually move on to the profile completion process, which is again a progress under the part of the progressive profiling. Followed by that, we have the authentication methods for the store owners. And so based on the needs of the store owners, I've identified two different needs, essentially one for the individual sellers and the other one is for business owners. For individual sellers, they can sign up using the email, password, or, social media. Whereas for business owners, they need to have an additional information apart from email, password sign up, or other sign up process, which is this two-step verification process, which involves step one as the standard email password verification. And once through that verified email password, we have the others, we collect the other information, tax information, registration. So that is the step two of the validation.
Krish, 5 minutes done.
Yeah. So what we cultivate from that is basically security and clarity is that we have dedicated login experience for both the users, the individual sellers and the business owners. And how is this validated? This is validated using the 92% completion rate of this Shopify, which is one of the largest e-commerce players in the market. And it's kind of following the similar practice for, separate login page for individual sellers and business owners. Right. So this is how the onboarding flow would look like for, welcome screen, followed by the sign up for individual sellers, then followed by the sign up for the business owners, then store setup for individual sellers and store setup for the business owners. Right. Next, we have the authentication method for the logistics partner, obviously. For a logistics partner, we provide a dedicated form requesting companies and contact information along with service details, obviously. And for registration, we verify the legitimacy via industry association and partnership that they previously had. Now, what happens because of this is that we are able to build a security and trust for both our stakeholders, the users, the shoppers. We are able to build security for the store owners, and obviously mutual security and trust is also there. And from the logistics partners perspective, we are able to provide them with a partnership management environment as well, better. And how is this validated? This is validated because Amazon is also following a similar method for that kind of for verification of from third-party sellers. Right. So this is how this is how the flow would look like for the logistic partners. We have the welcome screen followed by the sign up screen, and the sign up screen, would be followed by the progressive profiling, wherein you can fill in the details. And lastly, we have the partner integration where you can, API integration would be there, customer support, redressal, and all these kinds of things would be there. Lastly, we have the success metrics for that. For shoppers, we have the time to first purchase. For store owners, we have the number of active stores that will be listed with their products in the market. And lastly, for logistics partner, we have the number of established partnerships that the company has already established in the market. So these are the North Star metrics for each of the stakeholders that I'm talking about. And just to summarize, I'll just just 1 second. I'll just wrap it up. That's fine. So just to summarize, I would like to highlight the central theme and the key onboarding features that have incorporated in the onboarding flow. So it involves progressive profiling, the simplified sign-up process, which is again the central theme that I've already talked about, user-centric and passwordless sign-up, and tailored experience. And lastly, we have the data privacy focus. So all in all, we are able to create a user-focused environment and a hassle-free onboarding process. That's all from my side. I think I'll just wrap it up here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Krish. Yeah. Abhishek, any questions?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Krish. Thank you for putting in the time and for presenting here. A few questions that come to mind.
Sure.
And Yeah, I think as the Insurgio team covered, I guess more
Right.
individual team-based feedback we will leave till the end. So I'll
Right.
have two questions. Firstly, for the logistics partner, and you let me
Right.
know if I kind of misrepresented what you were saying. Here,
Right.
basically, instead of authentication, you're saying you will do detailed verification of the company information and
Mhm.
like verify the legitimacy of the partner that way. So just to confirm, there is no authentication here, like as a method.
I would say authentication. What I mean exactly by authentication here is a little different. What I mean here is that it's a two-step process. Just I mentioned, just the way I mentioned, it's a sign up plus a registration method. What happens in the registration part is basically it's a verification of the owner. So verification of the owner, as in what previously how they have served with different brands. I mean, it's just to establish security and trust kind of thing. For example, the eKYC registration is there. For those kind of registration would be done in the registration part.
Yeah,
So
no, I think I get the verification and registration part.
got
So
it.
yes,
Right,
I
right.
do see that you've written sign up here. So um, either if you've thought about it or if not, maybe you can think now on the spot for sign up.
Right.
What authentication methods would you prefer for the logistics
For,
partner?
for sign up, for sign up, I've just kept it a simple process. We have the company information, what they're providing with that. Company information, as in, for example, the user persona that I've described earlier, Acme Logistics for the company information. She can provide the information of the Acme Logistics there, the contact details, and obviously what kind of services that they're offering, as in what kind of logistics partner do they have? Do they have, quick deliveries? Do they have what kind of services essentially they're offering? So I felt this could be broken down into two parts. One would be, progressive profile, as in one could be asked later, and one could be asked upfront. For upfront, we have the company information of the contact details. We can have it. Once they have signed in, we can move on to the service details and all these kinds of things, the verification of that part.
Got it. Thank you. Second
Right.
question to kind of try keeping us on time. For the store owners, you had this bifurcation at the start for individual sellers versus business owners.
Right. Right.
As you have defined it, are you just going to rely on the people clicking the correct button and then going to the correct screen, or are there any other checks that you thought of on the back end to check if they are individual sellers or business owners?
Right. For that, we have, the verification from the email. For the trusted organization, the two-step verification that I was talking about, that is particularly for the business owners. So for business owners, we will be, verifying it from the backend as well. Step two that I've mentioned, verification code sent to the business email address will be done by a post. We have done a, backend analysis from our side.
Got it. All right.
The
Thank you.
step two that I was
No other
talking
questions.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. No other questions from my end.
Got it. Okay. So should I just turn off my screen in that case?
Yeah, you can stop presenting now, Krish.
Sure. Okay.
Abhishek, if no other questions, we'll move on to the next participant.
Sure. Yes, we can move on.
Okay, thank you so much, Krish, for your presentation. Okay, so the next participant, I'll be sharing my wheel again. Okay, Nishikant and Abhinav, are you both here? You can raise your hand. I'll just pull you guys onto the stage. Yeah, Abhinav, you're here. Are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
ready?
I think Nishikant is also joining in a bit. I think he was
Okay,
here. He might be facing some issues. Can you
okay,
see
he's
my?
here. He's
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Nishikant and
Hello.
hi, Abhinav. Hi.
Uh, yeah.
So you guys can give us a quick intro, and then once you start the presentation, I'll start the timer. So,
Okay. So my name is Abhinav. I am currently working as a senior product management manager at Cashfree Payments. I've done my undergrad from IIT Kharagpur. I've been a long-term lurker at Insurgio events. So I've been I've been a participant since I think Insurgio 21. But I have never participated in the hackathon primarily because I did not get a lot of time to deep dive into it. But this time I made sure to at least do some submission, do some brainstorming because the problem statement was very close to our heart. I mean, like, so Nishikant and I are cousins, and so our sister, when she was looking for a college, she had a lot of problem, uh, basically finding the college, finding the right fit, finding the scholarship, arranging for the documents, and then finding probably getting data about the scholarships. We ultimately had to compromise on the scholarship because there was no portal where there was like uniform scholarship information, and that is what has motivated us to like do a product building on this problem statement. Over to you, Nishikant.
Yeah, hi. I'm Nishikant. I'm currently working as a product operations lead in Physics Wala. I have done my undergrads from BIT Mesra in mechanical engineering. Post that, I worked as an R&D engineer in Hero MotoCorp. After that, my journey took a different direction. I started preparing for civil services. Got few successes. Did not get few successes. Finally, I have gotten back into the uh, products field because that was what Abhinav directed me, helped me to trace out that this is the best field you can work upon based on my strengths and my characteristics. So he himself, it was him who suggested me to join the Insurgio program, and I dedicatedly attended all the sessions, and I'm here in the hackathon participating with him. So, and yeah, as told that EdFinTech product was a very close to our heart project because that is what we faced while suggesting our friends and families, especially my sister, my brother. So that is why it was a very intriguing project for us. So we decided for this. That's all.
Awesome. Uh, so yeah, thank you for the introduction. Now I think you can begin your presentation. I'll start once you guys start. I'll start the stopwatch as
Yeah,
soon as you start speaking.
yeah, 1 second. Yes.
Yeah, Abhinav will
Can
share
you,
this.
yeah, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 second. Yeah, it takes some time to render. I'm not sure. Nishikant, you can go ahead. Huh.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. Our product was our objective was to create a very frictionless, secure, and personalized onboarding solution for students, colleges, and lenders. The three stakeholders we were focusing upon. So, moving ahead, for the first step which we went for was brainstorming major problems which all the three stakeholders face, and identifying major areas to focus upon while improving the product and developing our product flow. The next, we moved on and categorized our user personas into two broad categories. The first one was a candidate or a user who has already sorted out and his identification and application process, and he just needs help in the for financing his course. Whereas the second profile is one who needs support for identification, application, and even funding. So these both user personas were our targets, and we tried to build our project around these. This is the user flow, which shows steps which the users will experience while going through our product. So this is the landing page when a user who identifies himself or herself as a student will land upon. Here we can see the clear call to action buttons for sign up and login. In case the user is not willing to log in or create an account, he will have a find a perfect match option where the user will experience the value proposition without registering. One of the another pain point which we experienced ourselves was too much collection of data and not exposing to the value proposition beforehand. So this was one thing which we decided to incorporate in our product. On finding the perfect match, on clicking on the finding the perfect match tab, the user will see few options like for giving them a personalized output, such as stage of the academic journey, the target country, and the courses the user wants to pursue. This will populate a list of colleges based on these parameters. On clicking on the college, the user will land upon the college profile. The college profile will have different parameters such as summary of the university, the selection criteria, total cost, and scholarships. However, the user will be prompted to sign in or sign up for accessing the entire product. Next, this will be the sign in or sign up page where we have provided two options: sign in with passkeys or social auth. The details why we used these two methods can be discussed in the Q&A session. Then, after logging in and sign up, we'll have a collection of few academic details such as the relevant test the user has taken, bachelor's details, and work experience, along with some personal details. Post submitting the personal details, the user will be prompted that his user profile has been created and he'll be transferred to the dashboard. The onboarding dashboard will have a few quick action tabs, such as the most fundable college, the most reviewed colleges, and there will also be a customized selection tab where the user can customize or sort the colleges as per the brand value, ranking, return on investment, these factors. The dashboard will also include the number of applicants, the students admitted, these factors along with ranking of the colleges. The next step will, after clicking on the college which the user decides to enroll for, he will be able to see the selection criterias, and apart from that, he will be able to find the admission chances. This will help in gauging the chances of getting admitted in a particular college, and will prevent the user from applying on moonshot colleges and wasting their time and efforts. So that will be a that is the thing which we thought is very much useful for a new user. Apart from that, we'll have three CTA buttons such as shortlisting, applying, and funding option. On funding option, the user will be integrated and directly taken upon to the lenders page. The metrics which we have included, the North Star metric is number of users onboarded, the L1 metric is number of universities applied, and the L2 metric is number of loans viewed and submitted. Over to you, Abhinav.
Okay, thank you. So for B2B use cases, what we identified are basically two personas. One is a mid-management admission committee member who is looking into tapping into student recruitment networks, is fed up by non-qualified leads from recruiting agencies, and he wants to reduce his OPEX in vetting. The next one is a college trustee who wants to improve his college persona and college brand by identifying and recruiting better profile students and tapping into lenders so that he can attract students for conversion. Here is the landing page where college admin will land, where there are clear demarcations on the value proposition, where we say that we have a certain number of student network and you can boost recruitment from here. On the below, we show you our partner colleges for social validation, so that you can rest assured that you are amongst the cohort of good colleges.
Abhinav,
Next,
5 minutes done.
yeah. Next, we show you the value props of visibility, marketing, and security, where a college will be prompted to go into a get started onboarding flow. The choice of login that we have used is a single sign-on plus magic clicking as a fallback login option. This is a standard used by a lot of B2B players. In the onboarding step, what we do is a college admin basically has to input his college name, website, and address, and click next. Then he selects any one of the type of programs: undergrad, postgrad, MBA, medical, and then based on that, we show him the relevant course list, of which he can select and click on next. Next, he uploads his PAN and authorized signatories PAN for verification, and voila, his onboarding is complete. But the next step is the most important, where we show him the hyper personalization of the dashboard. So on the dashboard, as soon as he completes his onboarding flow, we show him the tips and tricks to improve his college listing, the applicants list of the people who have applied to his college, the selection or rejection criteria. We also show him the core value of our product, which is a view all application pool, where our AI model basically selects the most probable candidates and shows it to the college admin even before they apply. On the right side, we show them how their college is trending in terms of the cohort. And on the left side, we show them a call to action button called College Pro, which will be a subscription plan where they can boost their visibility of course as well as college listing. The North Star metric was number of colleges onboarding. The L1 metric is number of colleges listed, and the L2 metric is number of subscriber to College Pro. For B2B use case, what we have done is we have identified two use cases where one of
Abhinav,
the
time up, but can you wrap it up in like 30
yeah.
seconds? Yeah.
So user persona is basically a chief financial officer looking for partnering with colleges. The login is same. When he comes to create a loan offering, he basically goes by college or by program. Once he selects a college, let's say UC San Diego, he can select which programs he wants to fund. Then basically decides on whether it will be a copay or a guarantor is required for this funding or not, and what percentage of the total loan will the NBFC fund. Next, he will select the relevant documents, and the onboarding is complete. Here he'll see popular courses and popular universities according to student preferences. He will see the loan request that has come to him total and the analytics on the applicants count. He'll also be able to see applicants list and the relevant documents on the bottom of the real estate. When he clicks on trending universities or hot colleges, what he can do is he can basically contact the university directly or create an offering for that particular college, thus increasing a flywheel where colleges and lenders are participating mutually. The North Star metric, I'm not sure where that go, but the North Star metric is number of lenders onboarded. The L1 metric is number of students who have viewed the loan, and the third part is, and the L2 metric is number of students who have applied and availed the loan for the product. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. You guys went a little overboard, but great presentation, Abhinav and Nishikant. Yeah, Abhishek, on to you.
Yes. Yeah, Abhinav and Nishikant, thank you for taking time out of your day to think so much about this and putting in the work. Few questions. So way before in the presentation, you had like a landing page with some sign up options. And then when you went into the student wireframes, there is a particular point in the college profile where you again had a sign up. Can you clarify if these are two separate sign up screens, or yeah, what was your thinking there?
We are talking about one of the sign up pages that is like we provided one extra feature that the user can explore our product without even registering. Like we do not need the user to register or put in all the details. He just needs to put in few data such as which stage of academic journey he is in. Then secondly was that which country he wants to target. This way the user will be tempted to sign up, because the issue we found at our time was that we used to sign up, put in whole lot of details, but the service provided was not up to the mark. So we even shed out data but did not get anything in return. So here we are trying to show the user that you can just put in these basic details and you can see that how our service or product works. In that case, like on basis of these 3-4 parameters, primary parameters, you will be given a list of populated colleges, and upon those colleges you can see and check your suitability. But for checking the suitability, you will need to sign up. So the thing was that in the user flow, we can understand the exact thing, that user flow, we show that find a perfect match takes you to the login, or you can directly go to the login. Can you, Avinav, can you please show the slide number 6?
Yeah.
No, I think, but yeah, I got the clarification. So what I
Okay.
was asking, yeah, and I got the I guess innovates progressive profiling, or making the user see something without getting a lot of info from them.
Yeah,
So
this,
yes, I understand that. Yeah. My next question was, so for both the financial lenders and the university admins, you had said that SSO plus Magic Link. In the wireframe itself, though, it was SSO plus social login. Can you please confirm, is it Magic Link or social login that you're
It's
going
Magic
with?
Link. So like we had created that from the demo page of the Descope, where
Yeah,
like we had selected SSO plus and the fallback was Magic Link, and that was the exact image that had come.
got it. Got it. Just
This is a
clarifying
standard
that.
practice, I
And
think, with a lot of B2B companies also. Even Cash Free, which is a B2B merchant, there also we have like SSO and then like a Magic Link for in case you don't remember your credentials. And so it makes it very easy for admins to like manage the profiles. And you also, as a college or as Cash Free, you have multiple logins on Datadog or maybe Kibana, Elasticsearch. Those can be managed via a single login, which is a single sign.
makes sense. And then the last question, since you said we can cover it in the Q&A, want to give you maybe a minute to talk about auth methods that you chose for different users and rationale behind it.
Okay, so for B2C, we chose social auth login and a passkey primarily because these are the standards that have been used across all of the B2C merchants, and these have a fair bit of security. Passkeys are something that help you log into multiple devices without having to log in your Gmail ID or an email ID, and that enables you to access that portal across all the devices. So we thought from the lens of a student might only have a laptop or might only have a phone, but his parents might have a laptop, or his uncle or maybe his relative might have a laptop, right? So using a passkey in that case becomes a key differentiator, because basically the passkey will enable an identity provider which will only log in for that session for the user, and the user will automatically be logged out. His Gmail will not be compromised, and his like as an 18-19-year-old student who cares about his privacy will be restored. For B2B, I explained like SSO is required for admins to manage roles and accesses and manage all the auditing and ledgers, plus like multiple logins onto multiple softwares that a college can use, basically an ERP login, a SAP login, a security login, a student portal login, or maybe college portal login. For those, you just need one single link of credential. And if you fail to remember that, a fallback of magic link, which comes onto your Gmail ID, which is secured in terms by two-factor authentication or by SSO, will ensure that you don't have to log in multiple times or remember that credential multiple times, but you can still be rest assured that your profile will not be compromised.
Got it. Yep. Thank you. No other questions. Thank you, Abhinav and Nishikant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinav and Nishikant. You can stop sharing your screen now.
Yeah, one second.
Okay. We'll go on to the next team, but before that, please keep in mind to wrap up your presentation within the 7 minutes. Okay, Achal and Ashish, can you come onto the stage? Achal, Ashish. Are you guys in the call? Ashish, I'm not able to see if you've raised your hand. Abhay, are you able to see him? Abhay, can you see them? They said they've raised their hands.
Wait, I'm just trying to add
Okay.
them.
Okay.
None of them are coming, is it? Not even Achal.
They said they've raised their hand, but okay, I'll bring them on stage.
Achal, I think I have invited. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Ashish has joined.
Okay, both.
Okay, I think they were hidden from stage. Just a second.
Yeah, I think we have Achal. Ashish, I think you also need to accept. I think we have Ashish also.
Okay,
Shamita, we
yeah,
can
it's
check if
Ashish.
Rishi is also here. I think he just
Rishi's
came.
here. I
Not
don't think.
sure if he joined or not, but in case, you can quickly check.
Yes, Rishi is here. I don't think he's on stage yet. So yeah, whenever you can let him on
We
stage.
can invite him on stage. Yeah.
Rishi is. Yeah, Rishi, can you hear us?
You might need to, I think, maybe switch on your video and audio again, Rishi.
Yeah, or I'll message him on the side as well. But
I can
we
continue.
can in parallel, yeah, move forward with Ashish and Achal.
Sure.
Yeah, Achal and Ashish, you can give us like a quick intro, and once you begin your presentation, I'll start the timer. And please
Sure,
wrap
sure.
up within 7 minutes. But yeah, go ahead.
Hey, hi Abhishek, hi Rishi, hi everyone, hi Abhay. So I'm Ashish and I'm a co-founder of Manimal.ai. So it's a basically small IT services company. And a year back, I also worked on a product of our own, which we launched last year. So that was based on community engagement platform. So we did well for a month or two, but after that we had to sunset it down. But yeah, that was a great learning from the application, from the product. From that I came to know more about the product thing, and I wanted to develop more of my product sense. So that's why I took part in Sergio and wanted to work on a product again. And coming back to my background, I am an engineer. I'm a software engineer. I did my engineering from NIT Jalandhar. So yeah, so it's been around almost 3 to 4 years of work experience till now. So that's all about me.
Okay. Hi Abhay, hi Abhishek, hi Samita, hi Rishi. So my name is Achal, and I have done my BTech from Dhanand Sagar College in engineering, and I have like 3 years of experience as a Salesforce developer, and I'm currently working in RM Blue company. So like right now I want to transition my career into product management, and the product folks has been my first step towards it. Like I started learning from these sessions, and it was an incredible sessions that I had been gone through it, and I really loved the sessions that had happened. So that's what it is.
Okay, perfect. You guys can start the presentation.
Yeah, sure. I'll quickly share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so we have worked on the EdFinTech application. So as we know, the problem was to create a personalized onboarding experience for a student, college admin, and the financial lender organization. All the three had different use cases. Student want to get their desired colleges, and they want to have desired student loans. The college admin, they wants to list their college, and they want to process the incoming student applications. And the same with the financial lender, they want to process loans for the students. So we have created a personalized onboarding experience for each one of them, taking into the mind that onboarding doesn't only mean signing up or logging in, but it also takes the first step that a user does on the platform. Okay, so user persona. So we have three stakeholders here. Take the first example. The Priya, she is a 19-year-old college going school going student. She wants to join a college, and she also wants to get a loan. She also wants a hassle-free experience in the application. Second one is the Danish. He's a college administrator. He wants to list his college, and he wants to uh, students to come to his college. And third one is Supriya. She's a financial aid officer. She wants to help students with the loan applications. Oh, okay. Give me a second. Yeah. So coming back to the solutioning part, so we had certain authentication measures that we have tried for all those three stakeholders. So I'll explain them each. For students, we have chosen passwordless authentication just because passwordless authentication and social media login both. So these are easy for the students to log in. No one wants to remember passwords these days, and also they provide a added security as there's a very low risk of revealing the passwords as we don't have any passwords. Next, for the college admin, we have chosen multi-factor authentication because we know a college admin deals with the hundreds of applications, so we want his platform to be secured. That's why we have chosen two layers authentication. One layer will be the username password, and the second layer will be an OTP screen. Same goes with the lenders. The same multi-factor authentication we have chosen for it. Coming to the user flow, sorry. For student, uh, yeah, so I have divided the user flow into two parts. The first one is for the user authentication. The second one is for the main action that the user does after authenticating himself. So for user authentication, we have chosen passwordless authentication. As you can see, this is the flow for the user authentication, and the primary action of the student will be to search and apply to a college and search and apply to a lending institution. Either one of them is done, we'll consider the onboarding to be successful. Next, we go. We go to the college admin. The college admin, we have chosen user authentication. Here in user authentication, first we'll be taking his details, and then we'll be having a background verification whether the college he is going to list is authentic or not. After that, he'll receive a username, which will be a college ID, and he can create his own password. And then after entering his password and the user ID and the college ID, he can just go to another screen that will be an OTP. He'll receive the OTP on his email. This will be the second multi-factor authentication stage here. So after that, he'll be authenticated. His first action to be his main action is to process students incoming application. Here he has the power to do that. And going to the financial lender, same goes for the financial lender as the college admin. In place of the college ID, he'll receive a lender ID, and he can create his own password. After that, he'll also receive an OTP on mail. He can log in and he can do two things. He can either list his financial offering, or he can list the loan applications of students. So these are the user flows for the students. Over to you, Anchal. You can go and explain the wireframes.
Yeah, sure. So for wireframes, this is the student wireframe that we have. So this is a landing page where the student can look for the college, and this is the same landing page for all of them, the lenders and the college admin. But we have created a separate for the students, and then they can either sign up with an email, or they can use sign up using the social media platform, Google or Facebook. And then they will be sent an email based on if they have given their email ID, and the confirmation link will be sent to the email ID. And after verifying the email, they'll be if they are new to this website, then they'll be asked to fill up the details, like your details, education details, professional experience, and the desired colleges, all of them. And once that is done, they'll be landing to their own dashboard, where they'll be like given two options. They can search for colleges or search for loans. So basically here is like, even if they have applied to colleges from outside, they can also just apply for loans if they want. So for the second part is like
Actual 5 minutes done.
okay. So for the college part is like they'll search for the colleges of their choices, and they'll fill the registration form of that. And they can fill the scores and everything about the college, and they'll get the thank you mail that that their application has been sent. So now if they again want to go back to and just apply for the loan, then they can just choose their lenders from here, whichever they is best suited for them, and can fill the registration details, and they can apply for the HDFC Bank, whatever. And for the college admin, again, they'll have to list the colleges of their choices, and they can fill all the details as a registration details. But after that, they will be given like we have received the request, and after the internal verification, they will get the after the background verification is done, their college will be listed. And once that is done, they can create their password, and the user will be directed to the login page. So for the login page, they can enter the college ID and the password and the OTP sent to the email. Um, and the admin dashboard, they can look for the total application received, and everything that they can open the applicants, and they can accept or reject the application based on their choices. And for lenders also, it's the same as like the college admin. They can apply, fill in the details of those. And here also we have given a background verification for them. Lender ID they have to fill in, and they can create a password and log in.
Until time up, but
Yeah.
if you can wrap
The
up
last
soon.
thing, last thing. Here we have the key metrics for all the three. For students, we'll have the key metric of number of applications submitted by them, by total number of applications they started, and the L1 will be the engagement rate, number of logins, and the L2 will be the net promoter score. And for college admin, the main metric would be the North Star metric would be number of processed applications that they have processed for students, and for lenders it will be the number of processed applications that they have processed for loans for students. So yeah, these will be the key metrics for all these three. And thank you. This is what we all have to say.
Okay, thank you so much, Ashish and Anchal. Uh, yeah, Rishi and Abhishek, any questions for them?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you, Anshul and Ashish, for taking the time and putting in the work. You said for students, passwordless authentication is what you're choosing. Can you
Yeah,
be a bit more specific? So I think passwordless authentication is a bucket term, and there are many specific methods that could be used there. Did you think about any specific method that you would use for students?
yeah. So actually, we have chosen two things. One is the social media login, and the second one is the passwordless. In passwordless, we'll be sending a magic link to the email ID from where the person can log in. We have seen this from Descope, and I think we can have this no code thing on our application.
Makes sense. Yeah, I was asking like what specific. So Magic Link is the answer.
Magic link is
Makes sense.
yeah.
The other question I had was, so for both the lenders and the university admins, you had, again, I think password-based authentication, and how they could register either their university or lender. My
Yeah.
question is, if another, so say a university onboards, if another person from the same university onboards, did you think at all about, would they be directly logged into their university, or would they go through the same flow? Like my question is for multiple people, because these are organizations. Did you think at
Mhm.
all about kind of how subsequent people, what their onboarding experience would be? Let's say I, as university admin, want to add one of my admin
Mhm.
people.
So yeah, so admin will be having the access to add people. Like whenever he'll enter the email, like he has the option to add or remove the people that he want to add or remove from the portal. So he can put their email IDs on the portal, and subsequently they will also get a user ID, and the same process will be followed for them. So they don't need to have to log in. They just have to create their own password, and they will have the college ID, and they'll have their own user ID, not college ID. And again, they'll also have to go through the multi-factor authentication, like they'll get OTP on their emails. So this will be the flow for them also.
Got
So,
it. Thank you. No
um,
other questions
yeah,
from my end. Rishi, if you want to say.
yeah. Ashish Shachal, great job. One question. I like the overall distinction between different personas. I'm curious as to why did you choose password for the college admins and banks? So your reasoning behind those different approaches for the student versus college admins. Why did you choose that separately?
For students, we chose passwordless because we know the pain point of students. They don't want to remember the password. They just want to. They usually have their mobile or laptop with them, and they can just directly access their email ID so that they can directly go and log into their account. Or for students, for lenders or college admin, they are mostly single 1 to 5 or maybe 10 person in a college who goes to the portal and logs in. So we have very less number of logs in here. So we can have a password for them. Our thinking was that it won't be so much trouble for them to maintain a password for a whole college as compared to maintaining a password for every individual student, like students. So we tried giving the passwords to them, and to secure the account we wanted to have, because they deal with lot of data of students, like for a loan application and for
Yeah, yeah,
applications. So we wanted to have much better security for them. So that's the reason we chose multi-factor authentication, so that they have to again put a OTP received on their mail after even after someone
excellent,
compromises with their passwords. So that was our thinking for using multi-factor authentication for lenders and college admins.
excellent, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No
Okay,
other questions
thank you
from me.
so much. Thank you so much, Ashish Anchal.
Thank you.
You guys can leave the stage, I guess. I think the last team before Hardik goes is Simran and Deep Dev. Are you guys here? Simran and Deep Dev. Meanwhile, welcome Rishi to the demo day.
Yeah, welcome,
Thank you,
Rishi.
folks. Yeah, happy to be here.
This is the last second presentation. There's one more after this, so we are done with.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think Deep Dev and Simran are here. Yeah, hi Deep Dev, hi Simran.
Hi Samishta, hi Abhishek, hi Rishi, hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, you guys can give us a quick intro and then start your presentation.
Sure. So, hi everyone. I am Deep Devyas. Currently, I'm working as an associate tech consultant at Adobe, having about a year and a half of experience, primarily on AEM sites dev. So for me, product was something which I accidentally found out. I met a PM at UC. He was my friend's brother, and he gave me an interesting use case to solve, which was very related to UC. And I was not sure about what product management is, but the use case was that sometimes vendors come into your place and cancel out and do the same service for the shorter period. And he asked me to solve for it. I was baffled. I had never encountered something like that. So that made me interested, and then I started connecting to fellow PMs, what they do, how to learn it, and that's how I got landed here. So that's it.
Hello guys, myself Simran Vasirani. I'm pursuing user experience design from MIT Pune, and I'm currently interning at a company in Mumbai. So this is my first attempt on product management, and I'm exploring this domain. So thank you so much, the product folks and Descope, for giving me this opportunity. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you guys can start.
I'll
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Just let me know when it comes visible. Okay, so hi everyone. So this is our deck on trend treasure. We were provided with the challenge that we have to create a personalized onboarding experiences for an online retail platform with stakeholders such as consumers, B2B store owners, and logistic partners present. But for a classic PM problem, we were thinking why we need to do that. Is it just because we want to make it personalized, or there has to be some sense that it's a hackathon to this? So we went what a PM mind would do. We went after data. We researched some studies and found out a study done by McKinsey. They say that about 50% of e-commerce users are very unhappy if they're asked too many questions or irrelevant questions which are not linked to the services, and another 80% of them were insecure. So that's give us a sense that we are doing something and it is actually needed by the users, not just that we want to build it. So let's go. I'll pass over to Simran to give you a brief how we move ahead with it.
Yeah, so as the saying goes, first impression matters, and for our product, the initial experience is crucial. So, onboarding process is one of the most make or break points in a product user journey, and here it goes. So, today, our focus is make minimal but get possible, while focusing on 3 to 4 main areas like personalizing the onboarding experience, optimizing the login and registration processes, and improving authentication for user safety. Next, our first approach was to understand user personas. So, first one is Sarah, who is an interior designer who is passionate about home decor. Second, we have David, our seller, who is looking for like-minded people who sells handmade jewelry. And third is who is in a hunt for plants that suits his business goals. So third is our logistic partner. Then these are the problems identified. So problems basically are users are generally unaware about product benefits and offerings. They also face difficulties in navigating the onboarding process. Sometimes it takes too long to complete a process, and hence user might drop off the platform. Also, there are issues regarding privacy. Lastly, many platforms lack personalization, which we have implemented in our solution. Then we planned our user flow. So login process is as usual. And in the sign up process, we have categorized the user base into 3 sections: shopper, seller, and logistic partner. So the seller and logistic partner flow goes the same. And for the shopper, it basically follows personalization with referral to the friend. Next, these are some of the solutions. So main solution I will be highlighting here. So first main solution is the persona based onboarding for the personalization preferences to meet the goals and needs of the user. Secondly, we have implemented progress bars indicating how long the onboarding process will take. Then for the security point of view, there are no hidden policies at the time of taking permission to store data. And last, also we have included UX writing that makes user feel welcoming and guided on the go. Next comes our user journey, where we this is the user journey for shopper Sarah, who is overwhelmed by taking out many options but is still finding products that relates to her style. So we mapped out her journey by using our product after identifying her pain points. This gave us the opportunity to fill in the gaps, and we have not just addressed issues but transformed them into stepping stone for enhancing our onboarding process. Yeah, that's it.
Now coming to the solution part and depicting how we have made the flow. So this is the most consistent or the normal screen that we have created, that any user comes up will need an email ID or password image. That is how it is done in every other website, so that they don't feel that it is out of their world. And for creating a login experience, we have done this with an email ID. The OTP gets sent on the registered email, and that flows goes on. But in case of a sign up process, for example, as soon as a user clicks on sign up button, we give them the persona that they are, the three stakeholders, and we stick to the theme that we ask the minimal questions that makes the best sense. So for a shopper, it is best for us to know what they want to buy, so that we can give them the relevant items that they are looking forward, as shown on the screen. And then we give them a say that if you have selected items, you want to refer your friends, you can have some rewards and move ahead with the process.
Deepdev, 5 minutes done.
Okay. Now coming to the person of seller. Seller is a businessman. For every business, we understand that either there's going to be some item that they're going to sell. We take the few necessary ones which they have expertise, and understand the scale of their business which they have. Are they starting? Are they old player or they are growing? And then we move ahead with an authentication that is basically based on PAN. So PAN is necessary for every business in India. The same has a registered mobile number with which acts as an authentication method for us in their process. Same screens following the same. The user can also manually enter if they want to. Coming later on, they can choose a plan, move ahead in the platform, or just connect with fellow sellers in the platform. Now, coming to the logistics partner, we thought of the right question to ask for them is, where do they ship? So for any logistics partner, they ship, and they ship how much? Do the number of orders is 10,000 or what? And the second thing comes is, if they're shipping something, what is the item? Is it furniture, or is it as a small item as a jhumka? Because Trend Treasure is a niche store. And the same flow is for sign up and verification as done in the B2B seller is followed by the logistics partners as well. That is PAN identification, personalized plan, which comes by taking these questions, putting into data, and they can either pay or connect on our platform. Now, to understand measuring this onboarding flow, the goal of this process was to onboard users, but just onboarding is not enough. The North Star we chose was number of successful user onboarded. And to double click on that, the quality of onboarding process was that after this flow has been introduced, the time taken for the onboarding process should be reduced, which was existing earlier. And to find out that even if the process is taking less time, does it take a large number of attempts? We found out, we tried to measure the drop off after new flow.
Time up. So can you wrap up quick?
Yeah. And the help metrics, that is just number of support tickets raised to answer questions if they're confused in the flow, and user feedbacks that can be collected from Play Store or Google Review. So that's it from our side. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Deepdev and Simran. Abhishek, Rishi, on to you.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Deepdev and Simran. Very well done. My first question is, so as I understood, I think your sign up, the first sign up screen is common whoever the user is, and then the main differentiation you're doing in the rest is in the rest of the onboarding. Can you share some thought process on why you chose kind of passwords and social login for all three, like for all three
Um,
users?
Okay, so what happens is if a consumer such as me comes into the space, I have so many logins present that is there. But even if a seller comes or a logistics partner, even they have their social media platforms present. So if they want to have the flexibility of that, we provide them the same also. So the view flow stays consistent. The person is not bothered that I am at a business place or this is my personal account.
Got it. My second question is for, I think both sellers and logistics partners, you're doing verification later on based on PAN number. And then after they enter the PAN number, at least your mockup say that OTP will be sent to the registered number. Do you mean phone number?
Business number registered with the PAN, that is the phone number.
Got it. So basically, because during your onboarding, you have not collected the phone number. It is just either email and password or social login. So the phone number you will take from what is registered on like some other system of record when they do PAN.
Yes. So that authentication with PAN and GST is already linked done. So that doesn't come to this flow.
Got it. Okay. Rishi, any questions from your end?
No, good job, guys. I like the overall journey. I think in general, I'm very intrigued by every participant does pick up passwords still as one of the method, and I think there's some education to be done to the entire industry, is what I would say. But good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, no other questions
Thank
from
you.
my end as well. Good job, team.
Thank you
Okay,
so
thank you
much.
so much, Deepev and Simran. So we have a last participant, Hardik. Hardik, if you're here, okay, came to the stage. Yeah, hi, Hardik.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, a very good evening to everyone. I'm Hardik Sharma, and I'm a recent engineering graduate from an IT group Kshetra. So currently, I'm a software engineer in Bangalore. And yeah, this is my first time creating an onboarding flow, specifically a product deck. And so this is my first time in Sergio as well. And the reason I chose a problem statement for college, which is the portal for connecting students with the loan providers and colleges. And the reason I chose it is because a lot of my friends recently have moved to foreign universities. They are pursuing their masters abroad. So there was a lot of conversation around this fact that they faced a lot of hassle in registering and enrolling for all those universities. So I took their feedback. So I'll show that in the presentation as well. So I took their personal feedback. So it was more of an organic, you can say, user empathization. So that is what I kept at the core of my mind while creating all those slides and the flows. So we'll quickly begin since it's least for all of you, and thank you for to the organizers for keeping me in the last term. I just had my meeting finished, so yeah, I'll quickly share my screen. Yeah, can you confirm if it's visible?
Not yet. Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm starting. So I chose college. So college is, as I said before, is a two-sided discovery platform, and it connects undergraduate and graduate students searching for their college. So for the students, it offers the facility to filter their colleges by specialization, location, the fee that they are looking for, like the average expenses that I have, and the second feature it provides is there's a single profile that you can create for applying to multiple colleges. So, like LinkedIn, we can do that easy apply feature. And the B2B offering is that related when profiles for both lenders and colleges get shortlisted and they come to them instead of they having marketing campaigns and all that stuff. So targeted discovery and analytics about what kind of students are coming into the universities and what feedback they're giving and where do they need to improve is also being provided. So this is something I created, which is the end user experience I want to provide to all the three stakeholders. So I'll just quickly wrap through. This is a new news article that will come in the future, say June 2024. And so the first is a student who is pursuing his master's from a university. So the first pain point that you solved here is that it's the simple onboarding process and 3 step to apply to your first university. The second is an admissions officer at another foreign university, and the support and the speed with which we were able to register, and the feedback metrics that they're getting there. The third one is a manager at a loan provider. So he says that there was a crucial code of conduct and security practices which we were required to agree before onboarding that platform, which increase the user trust and credibility of the platform as a whole. So let's discuss about the user persona. So I specifically targeted graduate students, Indian graduate students who want to pursue masters abroad. So that is the niche which I'm trying to solve based on the data by the Indian Student Mobility Report, which is that 60% of the students pursuing post graduation abroad are the master's students. So here's another sample persona of a person who is 24 years of age and an engineering student and wants to pursue MS from a university in US. The pain points that we are trying to solve, and this is based on an actual data I collected from my friends via Google Form. So the greatest problem that they have is that they want to avoid, filling form across different websites and creating their profile again and again, and they don't want complicated forms with a bad UI on most of the universities, and they want a single source for college search and application. So all of their university enrollment experience should be a single source based. And also there are some pain points. I asked them in the form whether they would like to have notifications and follow-up mails for recommended profiles and recommended colleges in the future, and most of them replied with a yes for that. So that is another bonus feature that I'm having. The second is the college. So the college, just basically, there are two types of colleges which I'm targeting. The one which want to increase the student visibility to a particular domain, like say diversity in a particular region or by particular characteristics, and where there are a lot of applications coming. The second criteria is where there are a lot of applications coming, and they pose shortlisting issues. And also for the lenders, the majority students have taken an education loan, according to my survey. And the pain point for the lender is that they want to match with quality and credit worthy students, and they want to overall improve their borrower experience. So there is a relevant matching between the student and the particular lender. So both side experience gets improved. And the third one is to reduce the bogus entries. So we'll quickly discuss the onboarding flow. So I think the text is a bit small. I'll just wrap you through it. So a student enters the homepage, the landing page of that particular website of a particular website. So there are two options. First of all, to minimize the friction, we allow them to search programs based on their particular preferences, or we directly take them to the login or sign screen. So for register and login, there are two ways. The first one, so for registration, you have reCAPTCHA version 3, which does not require to solve a puzzle or something. It automatically, based on your actions, validates if you're a human. And there are two options available there. One is the social SSO, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, etc., and one is email plus magic link. So only email is required while registering for the first time. After that, there is an optional verification pop-up that comes whether you want to verify your phone number or not, to ensure the authenticity of the person. So then there are profile creation forms which ask for different details, academic background, and all that stuff. And then you move on to the next step for applying the loans. Now, for applying for a particular loan or applying to a particular college, you need to have your phone number verified. So this all experience, the user is not waiting. He wants just to explore what the platform is offering. So we don't ask them for a phone number. Once they want to apply to that college, we'll say, please verify your mobile number first. And till that, the data is saved in the local storage. So we don't sync it to the server. We just say that if you want to save it, you just verify your mobile number. So, and then you apply. The second one is by login, they have options of adding the email plus OTP, which is received on the email, and phone plus OTP, and one is social SSO again. So they can log
That is
into their.
5 minutes done.
Sure. So step up authentication again is required here. So what is step up authentication? So when you're applying for a university or a loan, there is some sensitive operation that's being formed. So in order to ensure that that's not a mistake, that you're really wanting to do that, we have a step up authentication, which is a 3-hour active enchanted link on phone. So you receive a link, we verify if it's the same number that's being displayed, that is there. And for the optional verification, we have a 24-hour active magic link which you receive on your phone or your email. Now the B2B authentication. So on the home page, there are two options. Once you directly go to the login or sign up screen. The second option is you schedule a demo sales support if you are interested in learning more about the platform and the offerings that we have. So once you have the demo or sales support, our team will send you an invite through an authenticated flow via your email that's been provided. And then you go to a login or sign up screen again, use that credentials to log in. So it's pretty simple. So while registering directly, you have this option that reCAPTCHA V3 again. Email plus OTP is given because universities have initial contact as email, and SAML for enterprises or lenders. If you have an SAML procedure going in your organization, you can make use of that. And for logging, you have company email plus Microsoft Authenticator, and the second option is of the SAML service. So again, they come to a profile creation form, after which they send us their profile and we manually verify the credentials and all. After that, they can only go to the admin portal and perform the exit campaign operations. So there is a sensitive operation that is being performed here. What is sensitive? Some profile update operations, payment information, deleting profile, campaign edit, and one is the role management. You can give consent to your other people in your organization for some time, and they can log into your platform. Now, onboarding pros and cons. Again, we have data privacy as a recap for a recapture as a drawback. Phone verification requires user awareness because it's relatively a not much used feature. Step of authentication creates a little bit of friction. For document verification, it's time consuming. SAML might need additional config for some organizations, and reCAPTCHA again, data privacy is there. So some metrics, some crucial one of them are that how much time does a student take from login to application. For college, it is how many applications have increased after onboarding to our platform. For lender, it is how many applications have they received from their platform percentage to the direct loans that are there. Some security practices, reCAPTCHA
Karthik,
again,
time
and
up. Yeah.
yeah, just one wireframe. So these are the quick walk through the wireframes, and yeah, they're done. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Hardik. On to you, Abhishek, Rishi.
Yeah, thank you so much, Hardik, at least until the last minute juggling between kind of your actual meetings and this presentation. Thank you for putting in the work. So I do know that, yeah, Rishi is like double, triple booked throughout and he has a meeting to get through soon as well. So Rishi, I will let you go first with both any questions and general feedback you have to the participants.
Yeah, I think Hardik, first of all, excellent job. I think overall, not many questions. I do like the fact that you did take into account security considerations. I did like the fact that you thought through reCAPTCHA and other aspects for different persona. I think the overall, I would say in the presentation, this particular feedback to you, Hardik, I think there could be more work on the goals of the onboarding. I think always most of the product staff I say is like you did good on the user research, but like what should be the goals of the onboarding? That could be more work on the presentation side. But excellent job.
Okay, thank you, Rishi.
Awesome. Yeah, Hardik. So actually, this is the last presentation, right, team?
Yeah.
Cool. So
Yes.
yeah, I can. Yeah. So then I can start giving, I guess, specific feedback as well. And for the other teams, if we don't have the time, I'm on the Slack community, so feel free to reach out. I'm happy to give any individual notes as well. Didn't give it ongoing because it would not be fair to the other participants. Hardik, very creative.
Yeah.
I like the use of the press release to kind of show us a hypothetical future state. Really good job doing primary research, even though it was small data. I think just speaking to other people who are the persona, it is powerful. And the other bit of, I guess, positive feedback is that you didn't use password. So I think using an email doesn't mean that you have to use a password with it. I like that you used OTP for both the email and phone, and SAML, and kind of reCAPTCHA for the security considerations. Yeah, I don't think any questions come to mind for me.
Cool.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Uh,
Thanks a lot, Abhishek and Rishi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hardik, for the presentation. I think we are done with all the top five participants, Abhishek, Rishi. Any general feedback, and maybe
Yeah,
then you can.
yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to take 5 minutes here, Shamita. General feedback for the people who participated, who presented, right? I think from my perspective, excellent job. I saw presentations which were either heavily focused on the UX, some of the folks focused more on the journey. If I put together all of this, that's a complete presentation. To me, I know in a hackathon, limited time, limited everybody has the full-time jobs. So very, very impressed. I think one thing I would like all of the folks to think about and um, think through as they design onboarding journeys in their real lives, and what I saw here as well, is an explicit decision making on user experience and security. And in some cases, user experience versus security is a trade-off. In other cases, it may not be a trade-off. Uh, if you notice, some of the questions I asked some teams were like, "Why did you choose password?" And I think uh, that's a question to really ask at every stage. It's not just about password. At every stage in a onboarding journey, why did I make a decision that I made a decision? For example, like if they really go research and dig in, why did they choose a password? Is it reason? There's absolutely no reason to have a password in today's world on an application, other than certain regulated industries where they may require it for compliance sake, right? There is no security reason. There is no user experience reason. There is no reason that you can say for familiarity. If you do look at any of the typical user research, people, if you just put in an email address and move on with an OTP, people wouldn't even notice. So I think that is one comment to all participants. As you design the product or user onboarding journeys, a conscious decision at every stage, at every action on why, like, am I just picking up the method because it's the most common that comes to mind? That's not the right way to design things, which I see more often done, which is people just says, hey, let's copy the login screen, and then now you're stuck with a login screen that was designed 20 years ago when the technologies from today didn't exist. So don't be afraid to adopt new technologies. Same question goes for passkeys or biometric auth. If you look at all of the use cases that were picked today, the chances are every one of the user has a biometric enabled uh, device, whether it's mobile, whether it's laptop. Still, we are hesitant to adopt those technologies because lack of familiarity, right? So I think I would encourage all the product managers here and all the product folks here to challenge that status quo, challenge that thinking, and lean in and adopt new technologies. Of course, be cautious. Of course, by the way, I like the measurement piece, which was very critical. Everybody had a North Star metric, and use that to see if what you decided was good or not. So those are some of my thoughts. But excellent work. Very happy to see. Abhi, if you want to add anything, please.
Thank you, Rishi. Yes, I mean, I can also add some more, I guess, specific points of feedback. But before that, I think Shamita and Abhay, so do we plan to end this in 6 minutes, or will it go on after, longer than that as well, the session?
I think we can wrap up. I think once winners are announced, we can wrap up the session.
So only
Oh,
formality that is pending,
Yeah.
I mean, as a session is winner announcement, but people can
got
stick
it.
around. People would love to
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
from you,
Got,
maybe for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. People will stick
got
around.
it. Yeah, I have a few quick things to say, and then I will need maybe a couple of minutes. All the presentations were very good. I just need to collect my thoughts before we decide the winner. So I guess a bit more specific to what Rishi said, right? So why passwords? Yeah, do think about that, because a few of you did have passwords. Not an automatic lose. There is a way to make password authentication also less painful. But notice how I'm immediately using a negative emotion and then saying you can make it less painful. There are other auth methods where the default is not a state of pain. It is kind of actually a state of good user experience. So if you are in your future, like real PMs building college or trend treasure, do take that into account. I did see a few teams having separate screens for login and sign up as well. It's also, I understand why it's standard practice, but if you think about it, there is no reason to do that. You can design systems on the back end intelligently in such a way that you have the same page for login or sign up. It again reduces cognitive load for users. You can identify if this is a first time user or not. And if it's a returning user, you log in. And if it's a first time user, then you sign up. So these are again some things you can use third party services, or you can build it yourself as well. But I would recommend, at least I use apps more frequently when they don't have the separation between login and sign up. The one other confusion that I saw some teams having, so maybe worth spending 30 seconds to educate, is difference between authentication and verification. So I think identity verification is things like asking for your PAN number, asking for your driver's license, asking for birth certificate, right? That is verification. It's separate from authentication. It usually comes after authentication. Authentication is just verifying that you are who you say you are based on either password or uh, do you have access to your phone? So that is like OTP, or do you have like your biometrics? So that is like passkeys, right? So I would like all future PMs, if they are in charge of building onboarding flows, to separate out these two concepts. So authentication is not the same as verification. Verification usually comes after authentication. So we should not kind of mix those two concepts together. Rishi also, I think, yeah, he had to drop, but he shared another feedback is think about user merging. So I'm happy to add on some details there. A lot of the teams used multiple authentication methods. I think broadly that is a good thing, especially for different users using different authentication methods according to their preference. But if one login screen has username, password, and social login, and if I, as a student, sign up using username, password, and then I return to college 1 month later, and then I sign up using Google social login, you should think about what happens. Do I, as Abhishek, have two accounts? Do I get a pop-up saying, hey, you already have an existing account, do you want to merge it? Do I get the power to merge it or not? Is it automatically merged? So whenever you have multiple auth methods, think very hard about, users will forget and they will create accounts on multiple auth methods. How do you want to handle that? Do you want duplicate accounts? Do you want to give users the power to merge them, or do you want to merge them automatically? So I think it's a very important point that Rishi raised. I'll take a couple of minutes, maybe backstage, and then happy to announce the winners. But before that, happy to answer any questions as well from either the participants or the community at large, like any questions you have.
Yeah. So I think, folks, you can put the questions in the chat or maybe Q&A section. Specifically, people, I think, who participants, if you had any question that you could not ask during your presentations.
So one question, yeah, Deep is asking, what strikes the balance between too much questions versus needed to get user on the platform? It's a very good question. I'll try giving specifics, but at the outset, unfortunately, it's a bit of an MBA answer, which is it depends. But I truly think it does depend on the nature of your app and which of the stakeholders you're talking about. Taking college as an example, it may be relevant for the onboarding flow of students to be a bit shorter than that for colleges and lenders. Why? Because college and lenders, the onboarding will have some verification step. And in fact, they won't mind the added friction because they want to make sure their college or their financial institution is properly represented. For students or for any B2C, I would say, speaking generally, but not always, getting them into the app is kind of more important. And then if they have a good experience, they will happily part with more details as well. So I think that's one general point. B2C generally try to keep it shorter. B2B, there is an expectation of security, so it's okay to ask a few more questions. But my last point is, don't go all in straight away. I think A/B testing and experimentation when it comes to customer authentication is very important. So try out a particular length. I'll try out 2 lengths, for example, and then split your login traffic in half and then see how both cohorts are performing. I think constant experimentation will be your friend when it comes to onboarding customers, whether it's individual customers or businesses. So hope that answered some points, Deep. Can you explain more about the biometric authentication feature of Descope? Which biometric form, which device is used? From Rajshekhar. Thank you for the question. So I can share a few links in the chat later on as well. So biometric authentication we support, and generally I recommend that you add that to your apps, whether you use Descope or not, is FIDO authentication, also called passkeys. So what happens here is it uses the biometric capabilities that almost all of your devices already have, whether it's a phone or a laptop. It has fingerprint, face scan, or even entering PIN. So you can essentially log into any app the same way you unlock your phone. That is a one sentence way to think about it. How do you unlock your phone today? It's either through a PIN, a fingerprint, or a face scan. Passkeys gives you the ability to log into applications the same way. And very, very secure, literally cannot be phished. Great user experience. It is a bit complicated to implement, though. It's based on like an open protocol, so it's complicated to implement. But yeah, I highly recommend it, and I'll share a few more article links on that form of biometric authentication. How do we know what type of data sharing leads to less friction? That would, again, I would say the best way is to just do it. Do it with like a small set of users, and then you will know, because I don't think there is any universal answer here. There are plenty of frameworks, I'm sure, but each app tends to be somewhat different. So what works for your users might not work for users of another app. Um, can it be done for web applications as well? Sohan, I assume you mean biometric authentication? Yes. So the protocol this works on, called WebAuthn, works on, I think, 90% of all devices and browsers today. So it's supported on Chrome and many other browsers as well. The browser plays a part in this biometric authentication happening too. So yes, it is supported. At what point is it good to ask the user to sign up, after letting them explore the app, or as an immediate first step? In what kind of apps each of these work well? Good question, Sushmita. I think whenever there is like a discovery or exploration aspect in your app, it's a good idea to not gate everything behind sign up. Let the users get a taste of what they will get after they sign up. And then before moving to the good part, you ask them to sign up. I believe one of the teams followed this exact method as well, to keep users free initially, but then once they wanted to apply to an actual college, ask them to sign up then. So it's, again, generally speaking, a balance. You will learn only by doing, but when there is exploration or discovery involved, I would say it's a good idea to not get everything behind sign up immediately. Um, Sohan's question on, again, WebAuthn, but then laptops need to have it, right? Yes, you're right. Laptops do need to have it. Many of them, many of the recent laptop models do have, like, uh, if it's Apple, they have Touch ID or Face ID. All of those work with biometrics. If it's Windows, it has Windows Hello. So if it has any of these, biometrics will work on it. But you're right. This is a consideration. Device compatibility is a consideration. I would say for apps being built in India, especially if it's a mobile first app, I would confidently say try out passkeys. India is a hugely smartphone first country, and plenty of those do have like fingerprint or face scan. So if you want to prioritize mobile apps, you can kind of go ahead with passkeys first. Um, I think these are all there are more questions coming in. Team, how much time do we have? I don't want to delay everyone, but I also don't want to ignore the questions here.
Yeah, I think, Abhishek, we can do the winner announcements in the respect of time.
Sounds
Now,
good.
maybe you can take a few
So
minutes backstage. Yeah, and
yes,
for folks who have questions, I think Abhishek is available on TPF Slack. You can message him and get specific question answered after the session also.
yes, feel free to message me. I'll reply whenever I can. One last question here. For B2B admin, if more than one admin, the password will be different. Yes, it will be, which is why for B2B, some of the teams did this. We would recommend single sign-on, because single sign-on does not need a new password. You just need the domain name. So if you're two people part of the same company, your domain will be the same, and single sign-on takes care of the rest. So I will leave the other questions for later. We'll go off camera for a sec and yeah, come back to announce the winners. So stay tuned.
Okay, I think I was on mute. But yeah, anybody from the audience, who do you think is the top three decks according to you?
Yeah, shoot your
Participants, you can
recommendation.
vote for yourself. Kumar Abhinav got one vote. Krish, Abhinav, Nishikant. Yeah, actually, amazing work. Out of 200 decks, I think selecting top five was a hard task for the team. So, whoever won, still congratulations to all the top five decks. Interesting. Okay, Abhishek is back.
Yes, I'm ready whenever we are, not to stop the votes from coming in.
I think
But yeah, I'm ready to announce as well.
so. We can do
Yeah,
3-2 in that order, right,
yeah.
Shamita?
Okay, 3-1 in that order.
Yeah, yeah, three
Sounds
to
good.
one.
So, okay, 3-1 in that order. Firstly,
And we'll
again, echoing some of
also invite the teams for maybe 30 seconds on the stage, like once you announce the teams one by one.
Sounds good. So, yeah, firstly, just to echo some of the comments that are already being put here and what Rishi said, great work by not just the five finalists, but everyone really who presented their decks. We realized that this is something you're doing in your spare time out of passion and out of a desire to kind of give more back and participate in the product management community. So, really appreciate it. And yeah, all the five finalists today, thank you for taking the time and putting in all this great work. It was very close. The just to shed some light on the criteria that we used, it will be a bit subjective and it's judge's choice. But the pillars that we used to judge the presentation on were creativity of the overall presentation and the onboarding flow, the user experience that the all the three types of users would have, privacy and security, and to what extent you thought about those things for the three different stakeholders, and the quality of the presentation itself, keeping to time and so on. So these were the pillars. Among so judging on all of those criteria, um, the third place goes to Deep Dev and Simran. This third place. So, if would you like to come on stage?
Suppose,
Congrats, Deep
yes,
Dev and
folks, please
Simran.
raise your hands so we can have you on stage. Deep Dev is here. Yeah. Simran is also here, I think.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Abhishek. It is interesting to see different decks, and your feedback is it completely makes sense and opens like, okay, yeah, this is the real crux. So it's quite learning.
Thank you. Yeah, glad you found it helpful, and yeah, great work overall on like all the wireframes, the actual quality of the presentation itself to both of you. So, yeah, hope you take this forward, make it into some like working app, and then do what you can with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Should I move on to number
Yeah, I
two?
think we can go on.
Next.
Yeah, yeah.
So and so actually, yeah, all five were very close, but especially like for to separate the first and second, it was very fine margin. So there is no kind of one person who won out over the other really. But second place goes to Hardik.
Ooh,
So well done,
super,
Hardik.
super.
Hardik, congratulations. You
Yes.
can raise your hand. Okay, he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot, judges, for acknowledging the effort. And I think as I mentioned in the chat, I think I already won, and everyone won by learning a lot today from each other, especially from the feedback that you given. So thanks a lot, in Sergio, for giving this opportunity as well.
Super, super,
Thank
super.
you and
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank
Yeah, many congratulations, Hardik. And uh, number one, like the winner of the hackathon, I think if you've been looking at the comments, this in this case, the popular vote also kind of matches who we agreed upon. It's Nishikant and Abhinav who are winners of this hackathon. So many congratulations to the team.
Super, super, super. I think Abhinav and Nishikant both are here. Hey guys. Amazing, amazing work. Both of you, Abhinav and Nishikant.
Hi guys.
Yes, yeah, amazing work. And I think in terms of feedback, overall presentation was laid out very well. Really liked how like you had the wireframe and then had the explanation and which tooltips really went through because it's it's a microcosm of what the end user will experience. You kind of made us experience as well in this 5 minutes. So really appreciate that. Security and privacy, like that you did the SAML SSO there. And even for the B2C, like that you went with the passkeys there. So really good work overall on the presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, and past like 30-40 days have been like really insightful. So yeah, as reiterating to what I said before, like I always wanted to participate in this hackathon but could not, because last year I was doing interviews for a company, and then the year before that I had too much work. So like this time I finally got the chance, and I think the level of hackathon has drastically increased like in the past 3 years, and I think it's good work from like the product folks team. The way I've seen this community progress is literally like mind-boggling. I think engagement is key to success, and yeah, I mean like that's something I aspire to do. Like
One
be
quick thing, to both of you, I think Abhinay and Nishikant, if you can, talk in more in terms of efforts that has been went through to make this entire, deck a success, right? What kind of efforts that you did in terms of research, in terms of talking to people or something, so people also understand, right? I mean, what it takes to make the winning deck for a hackathon.
Yeah, I would like to start upon this. Yeah, first of all, thank you, and we are like pleasantly surprised that we are the winners. So thanks a lot, TPF, and thanks a lot for bringing together product minds together. Like for me, this is a new field, and like engaging with all the product minds is was at a very different level. Like it gave me a new insight about what do we do in product management, and how are we going to move forward in this field. Apart from that, meeting with the product leaders, it was a great thing, like meeting with Rishi, and it was a great learning insight for us. Furthermore, regarding the efforts which we put in, the primary thing was, like as we told, that it was close to our heart because we ourselves had felt the pains of the users. Like my sister, my brother, both of them are in France, and both had to go through a different user journey. One of them was already having the college shortlisted, already having every other thing, scholarships aligned, and my sister was having a little bit of difficulty in aligning all these things. So after understanding, I and Abhinav, we both were actively engaged in her admissions. So this led to like creating a diverse user profile, and what obstacles we faced at the time of logging into the different websites, how they used to ask so much details but could not provide us the value which we were looking for. So these all things made us think in a particular direction, and that was the primary thing which we worked upon, like about user persona creation.
And for like B2B, I think that came some from my experience in the previous organization. So I worked for an NBFC where we used to provide loans, and we saw that penetration is one of the key issues. How we can solve that through a network effect probably was the key. So even before we started creating onboarding journeys, we created a triangle where students, B2B lenders, and B2B colleges, how they can like interchange informations, and how like onboarding one of these stakeholders will improve onboarding of the other two. That was our approach to basically.
Creating a virtuous circle, like greater number of students leading to greater number of colleges registering, leading to increased number of loan dispersals. So this creates a virtuous cycle, and it is a win-win situation for all the three stakeholders.
Yeah, that's it.
Super, super. Thanks, folks, and congratulations to all the teams. I think Shamita or someone from the team will reach out to you with the next set of details for prize money distribution. But thanks for sharing your entire experience, and thanking Abhishek, Rishi, Noam, and the entire Descope team for making this happen. So yeah, super, super.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first product that I've seen which is no code and which can be easily integrated for authentication. So like we try to use Retool, or we use Retool, and that has some form of authentication provided there. But I think the like focus on the authentication and authorization that is there with Descope is like it's good, it's phenomenal. I did not know that this niche can be created, but yeah, I mean like it's good use case.
Thank you. Yeah, glad to hear. And yeah, if you want to play around more, yeah, we do actually have a Retool integration as well. You can add SSO with Retool and Descope. I've added that link in the chat here. But yeah, glad that you found it
We
helpful.
expect to
And
use Metabase and Retool. We'll try to get Descope in.
awesome. So yeah, and I think yeah, congrats. The thought process that you shared is definitely came through in the presentation as well, and like how you've used your your past experience to kind of not make those mistakes or learn from your kind of mistakes or challenges of the past in this presentation. Yeah, really inspiring. So congratulations once again, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you to the product folks team and all the Insurjo participants, whether it's for Rishi's talk or this hackathon. We do quite a lot of hackathons in other communities based in India, based in the US. I can confidently say this is the most enthusiastic community that I have seen, from like on social media to chats here to helping each other up and encouraging each other. So whatever the team has done, it is working. So please continue as you have been so far. Mindset above everything, and I see everyone having the right mindset here. So yeah, great job, everyone.
Thanks, Abhishek. I think with that, we will come to the end of demo day. Folks, as mentioned, if you still have any questions, you can feel free to ping Abhishek on the Product Folks Slack community. Whenever he would be free, he would check and respond to the questions. Super. I think thanks, Abhishek, for doing this entire demo day, and special thanks to the entire Descope team also. With that, we'll probably better you to from the session.
Sure.
Bye,
Thank you.
folks.
Bye.